West Bend started when we purchased 18 acres of land in Forsyth County. Jack, my late husband, was very anxious to find something that he could do after work, be more of a gentleman farmer. He did enjoy planting things. Originally, we began planting fruit trees and blueberry bushes, and very soon then grapevines became part of his passion. We started planting a vineyard. I'm sure you must have seen the #1 designation on our first planting, which was rather experimental, and that started in 1972. Slowly, we got comfortable with actually bonding a winery, which happened in 1988. So at West Bend, we did things the old-fashioned way, where we had the vineyard that was producing beautiful fruit before we actually had the commercial winery. And it's really the best way to do it. We had the luxury of time. West Bend is in the West Bend of the Yadkin River. We have vineyards right on the Yadkin River. In fact, the natural boundary between Forsyth County and Yadkin County is the Yadkin River, and we're sort of sitting in that little bulge. And that's why we wanted to call West Bend something indigenous to the soil. It wasn't very long before we realized that we could actually make very fine wine at West Bend. Actually, if you think about it, our vineyards were mature. By the time we started a commercial winery in 1988, most of the vines were already 10 years old, and we were continuing to plant. So a good mature vineyard, a good winemaker, you have a really good combination. So our wines were beginning to be nationally recognized. Robert Parker was very favorable about his comments toward West Bend wines. The Wine Spectator had nice things to say. We were winning important awards nationally. And this is very gratifying. We're very proud of our past here at West Bend. History is important, but we're not so much about the history right now as we are about the present. When you plant a grapevine into the ground, you're looking at least 5 years before you get anything back. So our commitment is to the future with our vineyard, with our winery. In 2004, we hired a new winemaker. Our wines have never been better. We are looking to the future. A winery is focused on the future. You buy barrels, you put wine in the barrels, they come out 3 years later. It's not quick gratification. You're in it for the commitment and for the long term. And West Bend is committed to the long term. Future is where we're focused. We've won national and international awards. I don't think the wines have ever been better than they are right now. We bring years of experience to what we do. If you looked at our vineyard manager, our winemaker, our people who work here, they bring years and years of experience to the wine business, which is excellence. And that is the focus that we have. The history is important, of course. The present is important, but the future is where the secret is.
In 1985, I started at the Pioneer Winery of the North Fork. They planted their vineyard in 1973, and I actually had the opportunity to start working for them in 1985. I started working as a vineyard manager, doing the tractor work, and learned about the viticulture of the land, and I really enjoyed it, and I found that there was a lot of promise in the grape growing side. Then what happened is I got offered the opportunity to work in the winery. I really took an interest in the whole winemaking process, and for 19 years I was there. During that time, I picked up a new sideline. I was selling wine barrels, which you see right here, and that drew me to another side of the whole winemaking process. as far as being creative by your usage of barrels. And there's a lot to learn, and a winemaker will never say, if they ever do say that I know everything, they should be out of the industry, because you always learn something new in it. So during my visit to North Carolina, I met the owners, and I thought they were terrific people. I saw a lot of promise of North Carolina wine region, and I figured, why not jump into this? They called me up, offered me a position here, and so I had to move on. And October 1st, I started at my new wine region career in North Carolina. Due to selling wine barrels in 2004, it really made me learn a lot about the making, construction, and flavor profiles of barrels, particularly the French barrels. And it's amazing on how many people out there don't understand the impact of what a barrel will do. And so by coming to West Bend, I saw that a lot of barrels were neutral barrels at that point, not offering much flavor. All it is just a holding tank. And so when we started on a 20% replacement program of barrels per season. Quite expensive. You know, the barrels were selling for anywhere from $900 to $1,200 a barrel, but it was something that needed to be done to bring the wine styles and flavor profiles up so we can compete nationally as well as international as well. And so we changed that. We came out with a wine club and also came out with some new varietals of wine here. One of the things that was very important here, which in the last year, West Bend hired Randy Ramey as a vineyard manager here. I was the vineyard manager as well as the winemaker, and it just became too tough for myself to spend that much time with a 60-acre vineyard with 4 employees. And so we hired an assistant winemaker to assist the winery, as well as to not make myself so thin. Having Randy on board was very important. Bringing up the quality of the grapes that makes the winemaker's job so much easier.
I've spent my entire professional career growing grapes. I have a degree in viticulture from California. I come to North Carolina in 2002, retired, met the folks here at WestBend Vineyards, and was offered a position as general vineyard manager. I felt that WestBend Vineyards had the grapes that and potential to make some of the best wines in the state. I felt that with my expertise and the folks here, Mark Terry, the winemaker, and Lillian Casales, the owner, that we could produce some of the best wines here in North Carolina. And so it's really been a great experience and a great opportunity for me to work here.
There is no way in the world I would ever have the opportunity to meet the people that I have met if I hadn't been in this business. And it's truly a pleasure. We've been open to the public since 1990. We are open to the public 6 days a week. We also have lots of events here. We do private parties. You can have your birthday party here if you wanted to. We love working with people, and truly, it's the people that you meet that makes this business worthwhile. My sincere wish is that you will come and visit us at West Bend and let us show you what we can do. We do tours of the winery. We do tastings in the tasting room. We have lots of shopping for the women to enjoy. There's a grassy lawn for the children to run on. So please come and see us. And while you're here, we hope you find a wine that you like.